Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a get ready with me / a little story time. This story time is going to be about the time I worked in a beauty supply. The difference with this beauty supply was that it was ran by Koreans, and I thought it would be a good story time to do just to give you guys like a little inside scoop on these beauty supplies that are ran by Koreans, because a lot of times people be wondering, are there races? Like, how are they thinking? Stuff like that. So I thought, let me give you guys an inside scoop. Also, I'm starting off my makeup with a little primer on my eyelids for the eyeshadow, because I'm going to be doing an eyeshadow look and I'm going to add a little wing. Just wanted to work on my eyeshadow skills, make it a little bit more perfected. Typically always start off my makeup with my eyebrows. I fill them in with a little bit of eyeliner. I found that this is the best way that I really found to do my eyebrows versus the gel and stuff like that. I just like the eyeliner way better. And then after eyeliner, I go in with the little spoolie and I brush them. My hairs the way that I want them to lay. And then I finish out with the concealer, of course. So now getting into the story. When I first needed the job, I had just quit from the other beauty supply, and this beauty supply was coincidentally right across the street from the first initial beauty supply I worked at. So it just, in my mind, I was thinking, all right, if I can get to work from here, I can get to work here. It just seemed easy for me transportation wise. It was nothing more than that, like none of that. It was nothing about competition, any of that. In my mind, I needed a job. It was close to my old job, and that would be easy to get to. So when I first started working there, it was a girl that worked there that I went to hair school with. So she knew me, and she knew that I came from the beauty supply across the street. So, I didn't care. Like, I kind of already figured she worked there because I remember her telling me. But like I said, I needed a job. I needed money. So I was working there, and I didn't initially tell them that I worked at the beauty supply across the street because I didn't feel like it was their business. But apparently she told them, and I thought that was weird because when I first started working there, like, she was talking to me or whatever, but like she didn't really, I don't know, I thought it was weird because I know that they didn't ask you, so I didn't understand why she felt the need to tell them that. It just was weird. And like what I just said, it was weird. What made it also so weird is when I first started working there, she was talking to me, like I said, and she was asking me why did I stop working at the other beauty supply. And I was just like, well, it just was drama. Like, I didn't get much into it because that's just the type of person I am. But she proceeded to tell me, she was like, what, like favoritism? And I was like, yeah, I guess you can say that. And she was like, well, they do the same thing over here. They do that favoritism mess and they get on my nerves. And she was like, well, they watching us, so I'm gonna walk away, blah 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 blah. It felt like to me she was putting bad energy in the air for real, which initially made me want to confront her and ask her, why does she feel the need to tell them? Like, I'm a very curious person. What about me intrigued you so much that you felt the need to tell them my business? Like, it's not your business. But she had quit like 2 weeks later, so I never really got the chance to see her again after that. So to me, it felt like a little relief. Like, she just felt messy to me, and I knew I didn't have to deal with mess anymore, so that felt good. So initially, when I first started working there, they put me in the wig section. And I mean, it was all right being in that section. I liked it a lot. It was pretty chill, pretty easy. But the thing about it, like, within not long of working there, I was making them a lot of sales. Like, I was doing a really good job back there. I was making them a lot of money. So I just was starting to realize, like, my worth and my value in the store, and realize, like, here in North Carolina, minimum wage is $7.25. So a lot of jobs pay you the minimum. So I was just realizing, like, I'm making them a lot of money. Like, I should be getting paid a little bit more for as much sales as I make while I'm in here. Like, I literally started adding it up. Like, I was making them a lot of money. Yes, I know I need a beauty blender to blend my eye concealer, but I was using what I had. Okay. So now I'm just starting on my eyeshadow, and I guess this can be a video directed for people with hooded eyes, and just the steps in putting on your eyeshadow and the position and where you want each eyeshadow to fall. So I learned that when you're putting on eyeshadows, you want 3 different colors, 2 colors that are close in color, and 1 that is your main color, or the color you're going for, the color that your lid color, the popping color. So yeah, you could just watch this as a reference as to where it should fall as you're putting each eyeshadow and how you should blend it. So now getting back into the story, I was just realizing my worth in the store, and especially because of the fact that it was so many Koreans that worked in the hair store with me. It's almost as if they really stick together, which is nothing wrong with that. But yeah, it was so many of them who worked in there, and half of them didn't even speak English. And not only did they not speak English, I remember vividly, some of them could speak English, but they would pretend when people would come ask them for help. And it gradually started to irritate me because they were sending all of the customers to me for every little thing. Every question that a customer had, they would send the people to me just because I'm black and just because they're black. So it's just like, I really started to feel like I should be getting paid way more than what they're paying me for what they're making me do. Like, for example, in the wig section I was in, it was a man back there with me in that section. And he basically was able to run the section whenever I wasn't there. He was there. He worked there for quite a little bit of time. So he just could run that section with his eyes closed, So it just was like starting to appear to me like every time I work in a hair store, it's always men who work in here. Like, why is it always men who work in a hair store? And I mean, it's a difference between a man who works in a hair store because this is his industry, this is his career path, this is really what he wants to do. And the difference between a man who just wants to work in a hair store because they're going to be close to women and they know they can look at women all day long and they're perverted, basically. And not only that, but then they got that language barrier that they can use to their advantage and act like they don't know what you're talking about when it's beneficial to them. Which goes to answer that question that I was talking about in the beginning as to, are these people racist? I'm not gonna, categorize a group or do any of that, but these people were very happy to take our money, but when it comes to helping the people in that same store, they're going to avoid it as much as possible. So I guess you can answer the question yourself. Not only that, but we didn't even get into the half of the stuff. So I had customers, because our customers are predominantly black. Like, these customers really used to always gravitate towards me, which I didn't find a problem in because I'm used to working with customers. I'm used to working in, retail or stores, beauty supplies. Like, I'm used to it. So these people used to always just say to me, oh, make sure they know I'm not stealing. Like, they used to exaggerate that highly. Like, and I guess they always felt watched. I guess they felt watched. How about we take a poll for who hasn't felt watched in a Korean store? Let's take a poll for that. Not who has, who hasn't. Because that number would be lower. Who hasn't? Let's not forget to mention the fact that my store had pictures of people who were stealing on this little wall in the front of the store. Don't you like that? I feel like that's the most pettiest you can do. Like, that's petty. Not only that, but I remember one time this girl got to stealing. And the reason why we knew she was stealing is because these people put fucking sensors on every item. Even the cheapest of cheapest items in their store, they put a goddamn sensor on it. So if you're stealing, they're going to know you're stealing. I'm gonna jump back into the makeup part. So what I'm doing right here is adding a lighter shadow because I don't have a concealer. You're supposed to put concealer over that eyeshadow again, just to make it bold when you put on the lid color. Yes, I'm sorry to cut out the story like that though, but yes, back to the story. This girl got to stealing one day, and I remember, like, they were telling her to open her bag and stuff. But, like, to me, what made it so sickening, it wasn't even that they caught her and stuff. Because, like, all right, if you stealing, you stealing. But they was laughing, like, because of her reaction. She was snapping. She was like, no, y'all not going in my bag. It ain't nothing for y'all in my bag. And he was like, all right, well, if we look at the cameras and we see you stole, we're going to put you on this wall right here. And he was just chuckling. I'm like, y'all sick. I'm to find out. I'm really not sure if she stole, but like when I had like kind of overseen them watching it, I was kind of snooping, basically what I'm trying to say. But I had seen what she was doing. She was just playing. She was just playing in the store, like I don't know if she stole or what, but she was back there playing. They was messing with the wigs, like none of the wigs is gone. It was nothing that we could really say that she stole. But for the sensor to have one off, maybe she did put something in her bag, but we wasn't really able to see what it was. But all I know is she wasn't on that wall. But yeah, I was just starting to feel like I liked it, but I was just doing hair. I was feeling like it was more for me to do than just work and depend my whole life on work. So basically, I just started doing whatever I wanted. I was coming in late, calling off. I was doing whatever because I didn't really respect the job much anymore. I don't know. That's all I guess I could say. And then they ended up giving me a raise. So that started making me contemplate like, all right, I'm going to keep on doing what I want, but I fuck with it. I fuck with it. After that, I remember our boss, sort of, or the man over top of all of us, he had left out the country. He had went to another country. So, while he was gone, I just started to see the dynamic for real. And I just started to see how the people ahead of me or over top of me was young, and they would just be playing. So it would just make me feel some type of way. Like, y'all ain't about to tell me to be back here doing XYZ while you up here watching cartoons on your phone, sir. I'm sorry, that's not how it's about to go. You up there on your phone, I'm gonna be back here on my phone chilling. What you saying? Like, and it wasn't just one person. Like, it was multiple people. It was two people. And then I remember another girl had started, and so basically they was up there at the register. How is all of these people at the register while it's not many people on the floor? Like I was telling y'all, they sending all these people to me while two people's behind the register. Now the new girl behind the register too. That's three people behind the register. And y'all trying to send people to me. Why don't one of y'all come down? It's only two registers up there. So one of y'all need to come out in the field. That's the way I seen it. I done been a manager in a beauty supply, so I already know. We don't need all these people up behind the register. The only time you need a lot of people behind the register is when it's a long line. Other than that, y'all need to get the hell down, and y'all need to go help the customers. Point blank. Like, what are you here for? So I was slowly starting to see a little bit of favoritism. And around that time, I had told them my demands for my schedule. The days I can work and the days I can't work. Y'all gonna have to make this work. And it was actually before the boss had left. And he had said to me, he's about to leave. When he comes back, mention it to him again and we can, fix my schedule or whatever. So I waited. Why this nigga was gone for like a month or two? I don't even know. It was a long ass time. I'm like, this nigga done tricked me. I got the same schedule every week. I got to work these hours. So then when he finally came back, I was telling him the schedule that I wanted. and they was telling me that I couldn't have that schedule because the Korean man in the wig section was off one day. So it just didn't work out. It didn't work out. Like, I'm just like, y'all not about to overwork me when I'm telling y'all the days I can work. And y'all not listening because of one of y'all workers when y'all been showing favoritism to certain people. So they should have y'all back. Why is y'all depending on me? That's the way I seen it. Why is y'all depending on me? Where's y'all peoples at? Not to mention, I was literally the only black worker. So I already felt outnumbered to begin with. You know, it just didn't feel like fair at all. Like, it definitely felt like people was getting special privileges. I'm not going to say because of their race, but the same thing how in a lot of workplaces is stuff going on behind the scenes with bosses and co-workers, and and it gets them special privileges. But here's the end of that look. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.